Welcome back, class. Hope you all enjoyed your day today, because we're going back to the more horrific and disturbing skips, sadly. Oh, we'll also have a few recordings to listen to at the end, so look forward to that. I'll keep the intro brief, but as always, keep your ears open and think about what you hear carefully. I'll be providing a questionnaire to be passed out at the end, and you will be graded on this. Let's get to it, shall we? Item number SCP-1861. Object Class Keter. Special Containment Procedures. If a manifestation of SCP-1861 is reported, task force agents from the nearest Foundation outpost are to reroute traffic away from the affected area and prevent civilian interaction with SCP-1861-B instances. A separate team must be deployed with the task of locating and preventing access to SCP-1861-A. As SCP-1861-B instances cannot be destroyed with brute force, diplomatic means of preventing civilian abduction should be undertaken if at all possible. Foundation misinformation agents positioned in local news sources and weather monitoring sites are to attribute SCP-61 to irregularities in air pressure and large quantities of dust present in stormwater. Civilians who enter SCP-1861-A are to be declared legally dead, with causes of death attributed to common inclement weather accidents. Description: SCP-1861 is an anomalous meteorological phenomenon characterized by heavy precipitation and fog composed of salt water, human blood, and human spinal fluid. SCP-1861 manifestations are unpredictable, appearing spontaneously and with no regard to an affected area's natural climate and weather patterns. Manifestations typically occur once every 3 to 6 months, and have been recorded occurring in numerous regions around the world. Historical records have confirmed that SCP-1861 has existed as early as the year 1916. The size of the area covered by 1861 varies from instance to instance, with the largest recorded affected area measuring at approximately 5 kilometers squared. Aside from its manifestation, composition, and its apparent connection to SCP-1861-A, it displays no additional actionable properties. SCP-1861-A is a single underwater marine vessel that closely resembles B-class boats used by the British Royal Navy in World War I. During each SCP-1861 manifestation, SCP-1861-A will attempt to surface in a body of water large enough to contain its full mass. Both natural and man-made bodies of water have hosted manifestations of SCP-1861-A. If no body of water is large enough to contain the entirety of SCP-1861, SCP-1861 will instead surface in any collection of water, with a large enough surface area to encompass its conning tower and topmost platform, even if the collection of water in question is only several inches deep. Now, SCP-1861-B are the humanoid entities that emerge from SCP-1861-A during the phenomenon. SCP-1861-B are dressed in full-body suits resembling deep-sea diving gear, although with no discernible source of air supply. Instances of SCP-1861-B are uniform in size and possess typical strength and speed of an adult human male. Although most instances are sapient and capable of speech, approximately 9% possess limited intelligence and are only barely sentient. Basically, any of my coworkers. Instances that are incapable of verbal communication have been recorded making vocalizations similar to the cries of domestic felines, canines, and even infant humans. The diving gear worn by SCP-1861-B instances are anomalously durable and cannot be removed except by the instance presently wearing it. If an instance of SCP-1861-B encounters a human subject, it will attempt to persuade the subject into entering SCP-1861-A, claiming this action would be in the best interest of the subject. Those who refuse may or may not be forcibly taken in SCP-1861-A, depending on the temperament of the SCP-1861-B instance. Human subjects lured into entering SCP-1861-A will re-emerge during subsequent manifestations as -B instances. If an SCP-1861-B instance is taken outside of its area of effect, it will begin to experience accelerated fatigue and lose consciousness, becoming completely inert until reintroduced. After a manifestation has ended, SCP-1861-A will disappear alongside any remaining instances of -B. Additionally, blood, cerebrospinal fluid, and salt water left behind will be instantly converted back to regular rainwater. Now that was the actual main file. However, we have 2 interview logs to listen to. So, I'll play the first one now. Interviewed. An instance of SCP-1861-B claimed to be a member of the crew. Interviewer. D1861-36, receiving questions from Dr. Clutch via remote broadcast. Forward. D1861-36 was sent into SCP-1861's affected area and instructed to interview an SCP-1861-B instance. Heavy rain can be heard throughout the entire interview, and SCP-1861-B's speech is muffled by the diving gear. Who are you?
Samuel Ramsey of the HMS Wintersheimer. We're evacuating the area. Please, you've got to come with me. You're in danger out here.
Why? What's going on?
I don't have any way to prove this, but I can tell you now that you're going to die very soon unless you come with me. That's not a threat, it's a warning. Please, something really bad's about to happen here.
What? What's going to happen?
Listen, you've got to trust me on this. When this rain stops, you are going to die. I'm not kidding. You're going to die unless you follow me back to our submarine. You'll be safe there, I promise.
Just tell me what's going to happen when the rain stops.
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Try me.
Look, I know this is going to sound insane, but this isn't regular rain. It's not from this world. There's another world, a horrible world, and it's leaking into this one. Don't look at me like that. You can see for yourself this isn't normal rain. It's thick. It's red. Please, you have to trust me. I'm begging you here. I'm trying to save your life. I've seen what happens to people after the rain, and I'm just trying to save you from that. Just come with me, and I swear, we'll both survive this.
What kind of world is it? How long has this been happening?
Listen, I want to help you. I swear I do. But if you won't believe me, I have no choice but to look for someone else who'll come with me. I'm truly sorry, but I just can't stand here arguing with you when there are other people out there I could be trying to save.
Alright, now we're swapping over to the next interview log. Here we go. Interviewed. An instance of SCP-1861-B claiming to be D1861-46. Interviewer. D1861-45. Receiving questions from Dr. Clutch via remote broadcast. Forward. Both D-Class are adult males of roughly 30 years of age. Both had been sent into previous manifestation events during that time. D1861-45 was instructed to avoid contact with -B instances, while D1861-46 was instructed to enter -A. Heavy rain can be heard throughout the interview, and SCP-1861-B's speech is muffled by the diving gear it's wearing. So, how do I know you're really Sal?
I can tell you the code word is Boyardee. That proof enough?
It proves he got his memories at least. So, what happened after you went on inside the sub?
The inside of the sub is this long, narrow passageway. The thing was full of those diving suit people, along with a bunch of random folks from around town. It was jam-packed in there. You could barely move. You kept getting pushed further and further back as more people entered. The deeper I got, the more I was certain that I would hit a wall at the end, but it was like that passageway just stretched on forever. About an hour after I first entered, people stopped coming in and the hatch was closed. And without any warning, the sub started filling up with water.
Wait, they tried to drown you?
I don't know, man. The water just kept rising higher and higher. People were screaming, panicking, knocking each other over. It was awful. The guys in the diving suits just tried to keep everyone calm, explaining as part of the safety procedures. They gave out these suits to the rest of us and ordered us to put them on. So we did. I mean, what choice did we have? People who'd brought their kids and pets were cramming them into the suits to keep them from drowning to death.
Makes sense. So I guess you were trapped down there for a whole another 6 months until the blood rain thing happened again?
Actually, we didn't have to wait very long at all. That's when things went really weird. Once everyone had the diving suits on, they opened up the airlocks, let people leave the sub.
Hold on, what?
Yeah, we were told not to take off the suits yet, though. They told us that when we got off the sub, that we wouldn't be able to breathe with them on, and that everyone we left behind on land would be dead. When I stepped onto that surface, everything looked exactly like it had an hour ago. I saw the lake, the trees, the boathouse. Everything was exactly where it had been, but
What? Has something changed?
it's hard to explain. I want to say it was like everything was underwater, but it was more than that. It was like everything around us was part of the water itself. When you looked up, it didn't see a surface. It just went on forever. And the trees, the boathouses, they weren't solid. They were just a different sort of liquid. Even when you stood on the ground, it was like you were swimming in it. Because the ground was liquid, except you didn't have to actually swim. Even though everything was water, you could still tell there was a lake there, as if the lake was a purer form of liquidness. Sorry, am I making any sense at all?
Not a lot, no. Huh? Oh, Dr. Clutch wants to know how long you guys were out there like that.
The whole 6 months. We lived like that day and night.
Anyone tried taking off their suits?
Oh, of course. Especially since everyone was confused and scared. But as soon as someone took off their helmet, their bodies sort of, I think dissolved would be the best word for it. They weren't solid anymore. They kind of turned to this mist and merged with the waters all around us. They lost their shape, but you could tell they were still there. Shapeless and floating.
How'd you guys eat?
We didn't sleep neither. We just breathed. Passed the time by exploring or talking to each other.
Did you see any animals or any other people?
Kinda. You'd see their bodies. They'd float about 3 or 4 feet off the ground. Their hair and bodies moving like it does when it's underwater, but they always kept their positions. Didn't drift away anything like that. It's really weird over there, man. And all the dead things, humans and animals, they're missing their eyes. Blood would just pump nonstop their sockets and dissipate into the water around them. And their teeth. I can't just say their teeth were gone because I wasn't going to cover it. It was like someone took a bite out of their face right where their mouth should have been. Teeth, lips, gums, all gone.
And no explanation from anyone? What did the guys who got it down there to say about any of this?
A lot of them had the same story we did. The blood rain came, someone in a suit told them to climb inside, then bam, water world. There was this one guy, though. He said he was the original captain. Herschel Guthrie of the HMS Wintersheimer. Was how he introduced himself. Anyway, guy was a loon. Rarely ever spoke coherently, and if you asked him about the sub, he would just call it his ark. If you asked about the water place, he would just call it the New World.
What did you say about the people with the missing eyes and teeth?
He just said, the watcher of eyes and biter of teeth deemed them worthy. And crazy shit like that.
How did you end up back here in the real world?
It was pretty sudden, actually. One day, a bunch of guys started yelling for everyone to make their way back to the submarine. Said another area was going to get attacked soon, and we needed to rescue as many as possible.
Alright. Weird water dimension, mangled floating corpses, infinite submarine. Got that all, Dr. Clutch? Great. Alright. But now, why haven't you taken off that suit already, Sal? Sal?
I'm scared, man. I don't even know what's real anymore. Hell, I can't even say if I'm really alive. You have these diving suits that wander around moving like people, barking like dogs and animals, talking like toddlers. We aren't what we used to put on these damn suits. I'm sorry, man. I don't understand much of this, but given what I do know, I honestly don't think we're human anymore.
Look, man, Dr. Clutch said you gotta take off the suit. For science and all that.
I'm just so scared. What if I'm not human? What am I? If I take off this helmet, what will I see? Before, when we were in that storm together, the guys in the suits told us we're going to die as soon as the rain stopped. And you know what? Through the time I spent in that water place, I found you. Teeth missing, eyes gone. I saw your corpse. And I thought, maybe those guys were right. Maybe everyone else is dead. And then here you are in front of me, and I just don't get it. I don't know what's real, man.
Oh, what else are you gonna do? Get back in the sub, live in sea world for the rest of your life? Who knows, maybe it's not too late to get back to normal. But if I were you, I would think death would be better than whatever kind of hell you're stuck in. Just take off the suit already, man. Alright?
Okay, fine. Now here it goes.
Closing statement. SCP-1861-B removed its helmet, and large amounts of seawater began to pour from the suit. No body was found inside, but 2 human eyes and a set of teeth were recovered from within. Testing performed in the remains revealed the eyes originally belonged to an 8-year-old female, and the teeth to a European red deer. I hope that was as informative as I thought it would be. Sometimes skips really are just odd, and people die. It's never pretty, but that's our job. Oh, and the questionnaire I spoke about earlier, they're under your chairs. I see some of you've already found them. I'll fill these out and leave them on my desk. Once you're all finished, feel free to leave. I'll see you all next class.